Welcome to the first podcast from Chapter 7 on revealed preferences. The objective of this podcast is to define the principle of revealed preferences. Wouldn't it be great if we were all walking around with indifference curve functions and thought bubbles over our head, a little bit like this mathematical function in this cartoon? Alas, it would be so easy for economists to do their work and identify how people differed. Unfortunately, this is not the case. Most of the time, our preferences are only known to us. You may share them, your likes or dislikes, with family and friends. How you actually exercise your preferences depends on your ability to do so via your income and the prices in the marketplace. What do we know about preferences? And why do we need to know about preferences? Economists study preferences so that they can inform policy decisions. Economists want to know about preferences because they are important in making policy decisions, like what fruits and vegetables need to be subsidized to produce healthier eating, or what taxes may prevent overindulgence in less healthful foods and beverages. When economists want to know more about people's preferences, they have to start with data about the choices they make. This is transmitted to us using information about the prices of different goods and consumers' income and budget constraints. The principle of revealed preferences is based on the idea that we can take information about market prices, consumer income, and consumer choice and infer the type of utility function that may be underlying their preferences. To keep things simple, we will start just thinking about a consumer's choice between two different bundles, X1, X2, and Y1, Y2. Suppose they are both available in a choice set bound by a budget line determined by prices P1, P2, and income M. This is illustrated in Figure 7.1 from Chapter 7, which is presented here. If both goods are available and the consumer chooses between X1, X2 over Y1, Y2, then X1, X2 is revealed to the bundle with Y1, Y2. This consumer also could choose X1, X2 for all possible bundles, or that's what they have chosen for all compared to all possible bundles on the budget line as well as in other parts of the choice set. Thus, we can say that X1, X2 is uniquely preferred to all other bundles, assuming the preference structure or preference set is uniquely convex. If preferences weren't convex, then other bundles in the budget line might also be preferred. The principle of revealed preference summarizes the revealed preference choice outcome. It says, let X1 and X2 be the chosen bundle when prices are P1 and P2, and let Y1, Y2 be some other bundle such that the budget expenditure on goods in the X bundle is greater than that of the budget expenditure of goods in the Y bundle. Then, if the consumer is choosing the most preferred bundle she can afford, we must have that X's are preferred to Y's. Relying on the assumption that preferences are strictly convex, we economists can then start to get an idea of how consumer preferences sets look and the other types of goods that they will consume. Let us make the following two assumptions in order to work with revealed preferences. First, as I have mentioned, we assume preferences are strictly convex. We also assume the preferences are transitive. So if you prefer the goods in bundle X to those of Y and Y to those of Z, then X will be preferred to Z. This prepares us to look at diagram 7.2, which illustrates this point. Let's start with the choice set where X1, X2 is preferred to Y1, Y2. We established this point earlier in the lecture. Now, a new point, Z1, Z2, is introduced. It is not in the same choice set as X1, X2. At first, it may seem that we cannot make any suggestions between x1, x2, and z1, z2. However, since we know the relationship between z1, z2 and x1, x2, as well as that between y1, y2, and z1, and x1, x2, then we can say the bundle x1, x2 is revealed preferred to z1, z2. We may now add to our list of assumptions that goods are monatomic. Monotonicity implies we will prefer bundles with more of both goods in them. Now from our list of assumptions looks like this. We have that preferences are strictly convex, preferences are transitive, and preferences are monatomic. This allows us to postulate the types of goods the consumer will prefer based on just a few choices. As Varian refers to it, we are trapping the indifference curve, as you can see in diagram 7.3. At this point, take some time to review pages 119 to 125 if you have not already. Here are important questions to answer in this section of the reading and after viewing the podcast. First, what is the definition of revealed preference? Second, what assumptions underlie revealed preference? And third, when and how can we say one good is revealed preferred to another?